Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. On today's episode we're going to be taking a look at this product here from RUIYA. This is a center screen organizer for your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, and it sits actually underneath of your center screen and actually works as not only a tray that comes out, but can also work as a behind screen organizer. So this seems like a pretty cool product with a couple of tricks up its sleeve. So let's get this installed, take a look at it, and see if this is something you're interested in. Hit that subscribe button, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Well, we are looking through all the pieces here, which is not many. So you do have the under screen tray, which is this right here that attaches to behind the screen here. Comes with a nice rubber insert for that to make sure it's not so loud when you have things in there. A little logo in the middle there that says Texy. That's interesting. Then we have the tray that once again will either go on the back of the monitor or the back of the screen or in the front, depending on what you would prefer. It's removable and changeable. That also has a rubber mat that goes in there as well. So that's part of it. You get some colorful instructions here to kind of show you the very simple instructions. And then of course we get these foam pieces here. Now these are good for all Tesla Model 3 and all Tesla Model Y. So it doesn't matter what year you have, this will work for any of those models. However, if you do have a recent Model 3 or a Model 3 Highland, so the last couple of years, or the most recent Model Y Juniper or the 2025 currently and forward, you will need to use these little basically buffers or little cushions here that you would attach to these. So because I'm sitting in a 2022 Tesla Model 3, we will not be needing these, but just keep in mind that if you do buy this product for your later Model 3 or Y, you may need these little bumpers here. But since we won't need those, we will put those off to the side, no big deal. And now we're going to take a look at getting this stuff installed. So let's go ahead and show you the process to get the under mount tray done for you, which should only take a minute or so. And then we'll get the other piece on and show you the differences that you can do with that. All right, so as we see here, we have these two knobs on the top here. So they are just, basically they just lock these slide brackets in here. So what we're gonna do here is just turn those to unlock them, slide the brackets out. And then behind the screen here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just slide this up. And then behind the screen, we're going to basically slide these brackets back over. So once we get it centered and in place, these should be able to reach. Let's see here, there we go. All right, it is pretty tight, which is actually good. That means you're not gonna get, you know, rattling or whatnot. There we go, just like so. Tighten up these a little bit, make sure that they are good. All right, well, it's installed, as you can see. Well, actually, you can't see it, right? That's because it folds down like that. So then that's where you get all your storage there. And you can store some stuff underneath. There we go. You can see a little more with the flash on. So you could store some items underneath here. And then when you don't need this, you just close it up. As you can see, there's a little open thing right there that tells you. And then these little tabs right here are for the next part. So let's go ahead and show you that part and see what that all does. But honestly, this is really cool. So it doesn't sit down and block your charging. You could just fold it up like this, and now you still have access to your phones for charging, which is nice. I know I've seen a couple in the past where they kind of sit like this, and that's where they are. They don't fold up. But this is actually really nice, considering you could just go, and now it's out of the way. Oh, I need that thing that's in there? All right, there we go. There it is. So that's really nice. All right, so let's show you the tray now. All right, so now we're going to get this tray installed here, which is pretty easy. So what we want to do here is just open up this like we did before. Tabs at the end will go into those little slots that I showed you before, and then it sits down here. Now, As you can see, it has a little bit of space here, or at least that's the way mine is. It could be different based on your car. But what you do is you make sure that these little pegs are sitting out towards the outside. So this way, if you have this open and you have some weight on here, that these pegs will basically be supported by your interior of your car. I don't know if it's the greatest solution, in my opinion, for this, but it is a solution. So this way now, this tray will be useful. You could put stuff on top of it, especially if you're parked and you're working on something. Either you need your laptop maybe can sit here, or something like that. If you have a use for having a tray here, then this is a pretty good idea, and you could still get into the bottom section, as you can see here, and that still opens and closes perfectly fine. So there you go, there's that. Or if you want, this tray can go on the back of the screen. So let me show you that. All right, and if you want to use the tray on the inside, what you want to do is push these little tabs here to the inside, and then they sit inside of those little notches that you could see inside of the brackets there. So all you do is you put that into those brackets like so, and now you have a tray that's stable, that's on your dashboard. It rests on your dashboard, but also in those brackets. So this actually is pretty stable, actually. Not too bad at all. All right, so just a quick look. Once again, you can see that the tray sits inside of those slots inside the bracket there. So this way it stays pretty stable, as you can see. So it kind of rests behind the screen here. It rests on the dashboard and has some little pads on the back of there as well. And actually, you know what? Now that I say that, look at this. This actually doesn't even lift up back here. So that actually stays really, really stable in there. It's actually a little better idea than I thought. So now you have this space behind the screen here where you can rest, sunglasses, or maybe, your phone you could put there temporarily, or whatever the case may be. You could put that stuff right here behind your screen, so you have a little bit extra storage for stuff like it. So, and of course, in the front, you have this still that folds down. You can have a little storage up here for something that shuts really nicely. Watch this. So this way it snaps closed. So this way it won't just fall open when you're driving. And yeah, pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to use this product in my car for like another week or two before I actually release this video, because I want to see exactly how this product works. Does it rattle because it is made of plastic? Does things stay put, like if I put them up here on this tray? Does this ever fall down if you hit a big bump? Something like that. I'm curious to see how exactly this will react to my day-to-day use. And so I'm going to use this for about a week, maybe even 2 weeks, and then I will close out this video with my final thoughts of the RUIYA center console screen organizer kit. And actually, what's funny is now that I'm sitting right here in the driver's seat and I'm staring at my screen, I don't even see it. I don't see any of it. This is closed, so I just barely see this tab here. This comes down, gives me some extra storage, and I don't even see the tray behind the screen there, which is really nice. So you can store stuff back there. It doesn't get in your visibility. It doesn't get in your view, as long as it's, low enough below the screen height. So I think so far this is a really, really nice product. But let's use it for a little while, and then I'll let you know what I really think of it. All right, everybody. Well, you joined me back about a week later now after using this multifunctional tray center console. So as you can see here, you don't see pretty much anything from sitting in the car, which is actually kind of nice. So it doesn't stick out. It doesn't make any like big gestures of, hey, look at me, I'm a storage organization thing. Like, it really is subdued and really nice. And I have to say that this section right here, where you just pull this down and you have all this extra storage space down here, I think is a fantastic idea. I've been using this to store just random stuff like my keys for work, or my work badge, things like that. I throw it in here, I store it in there, and it's just convenient because it's also, it's relatively inconspicuous, right? So you could put stuff in there, you could fold it up like this. People from the outside can't really look in and see anything just kind of laying about. So it's also a very nice hidden storage. And you don't really see too much from the side as well. It's pretty hidden, other than, the little clamps here that, hold it down. But Really just a nice thing. I'm really liking this part of it completely. Like, this is really, really cool. So really happy with the way that this works. And this actuation here has actually smoothed out quite a bit. As you can see, it was a little sticky when I first started using it, but now that the plastic has kind of worn the groove in, if you will, it's actually working really, really well. So once again, just closes like that, opens like that. And then, of course, you have this tray in the back, which actually works really well. Now, I've been keeping mine back here. I know you can move that up to the front and it uses as a tray for, like, you know, maybe like a laptop or your lunch, your food, whatever. I don't really do that per se. I'm not really big into that. So I haven't really used it too much over here, other than showing people how it works. But I do kind of like it back here. And it does lock into these areas really, really well. Sorry, it's hard to kind of see that behind the screen, but it does lock into that pretty easily, pretty well. And yeah, it stays pretty secure. I haven't had any issues of this, you know, bouncing out or even rattling. It actually is very secure in here, considering the situation. And like I was showing you before, like, you can't really lift this up. This is actually held down pretty well based on the way that it leans against the screen there and how it's, you know, put into those clamps there. So it really does a good job of holding that down and stop it from, you know, making any type of rattling noises while you're driving. So really, really impressed with this system. I really think that they did a good job on this. And I'm really interested to see what else they might have to offer for Tesla vehicles. So once again, this is for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Regardless of year, it will work in every single one. And yeah, really impressed. All right, well, I'd like to thank RUIYA for sending out this product here for the Tesla Model 3 or Tesla Model Y. I think it's a fantastic product. I think it's nice because it's pretty invisible. It doesn't really stand out. It's not a big, you know, storage thing that's just filling up more space that you could have used. You know, it's not taking up, you know, leg room. You know, like sometimes you get those seat things where they shove into the corner of the seat for extra storage, but then you're losing that, like, knee space. It's nothing like that. This is a thoughtful, useful product that is taking up space in your car that you can't use to begin with and making it useful for just your everyday stuff. You know, this way you're not taking up space in your center console. Maybe you use that for other stuff. Your door pockets you can keep empty. And once again, because it's sort of invisible, you don't really notice it, and neither can people look at it when it's closed if they're peering through your windows trying to look for stuff in your car. At least now you have another storage space that is pretty invisible to everybody else. So I'd like to thank RUIYA for sending this out. It's a really nice product, and looking forward to doing some more products in the future from them. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this episode. Of course, if you're interested in this product, I will have a link down in the description below where you can take a look at this product for yourself and see if it is the right one for you. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We will see you on the next one. And remember, welcome to the future. Welcome to tech motoring. We'll see you soon.